Welcome to Inside the Art. It is your favorite podcast in the city. Today we are recording at a very special location, international vibe. I'm telling you, we are right here, not in the studio, but somewhere special. We are in California. We are in LA, international vibe. As I said for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we are really inside the art today with a very, very special guest. I know I say every episode special guest, but here and now today we are rocking with a very, very unique and creative and innovative minds in this room. So allow me to introduce to you the one and only Fractal Rush. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Fractal Rush. How are you guys doing today?
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay. It's been I like to hear fantastic because it's been a work in progress. This was like a dream, and there's been a lot of meetings, a lot of plannery to this, but we're here.
Welcome. Very excited.
Thank you. It's actually my first time in LA. First time in Cali. The weather is absolutely splendid and fantastic. I feel like I should move here.
Yes, everyone.
We're addicted to it.
Oh, you guys are addicted to it. Should I, if I were to move here, would you guys give me a room for a couple of days? You take care of me. Inside the art, we got this on camera. We got this on record. Fractal Rush say if I move to LA, they're going to take care of me until I get my feet on the ground, yeah?
We love your energy. You're welcome here.
Okay, thank you. So, I obviously when we were called to come to Cali to do this podcast, I definitely did my research, I went into your website. I studied all about your product and really what you're offering in terms of a business, but I knew that there's more to this than just a business. I know that I felt it in my soul and in my marrow that there's more to this than just a printing or just it's just not a printing press. But I'm going to read something which I extracted from your website just so that I can get into a segue of a series of questions which I'll be asking both of you, right? And right after this, I'm going to ask both of you to introduce yourselves, and we can get started with, I like to get into it right away, because when people want to listen to us, when people come on this podcast, it's like they want to get to know who's behind the cameras, who's behind the microphones right away, right? So I'm going to read this abstract from your website, right? Fractal Rush is an art and science collection between a family of contemporary artists. In July of 2000, during a light experiment, Mind, Spirit, and Soul of Fractal Rush, Alexandra Marushan captured fantastic visuals of energy flow while living in New York City. Using their mastery and skill in printing, Gregory and David Marushan, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, well, both of you brought these ethereal patterns into our physical world with stunning textures, colors, and complex treatments. The brothers create wearable art crafted by hand, one shirt at a time. So that's a lot of theory. That's a lot of things. But, let's start by getting to know you. Please, can you tell me who you are? Just let our listeners know who you are.
I'm Margarita Simonian. This is Gregory Marutian.
Okay, and so Maggie and Greg.
Yes.
Okay, I can refer to both of you as Maggie and Greg.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
All right, and you are, I believe the brain and the system behind what is called Fractal Rush. I believe that both of you, you now stand as somehow the face of what I can call this artistic movement that you're having here.
Yes, as you said, it's a family, and we are a family of artists, and we are professionals in different aspects of art. I'm the graphic designer in our family. Our father, Alexander Marutian, he's an amazing artist, fine artist, sculptor, digital artist, fantastic individual. Gregory is also a sculptor and a printmaker. And also his brother, his sister. We're all just an artistic family. We came together and are developing and creating this art together, basically. And how it began with Greg and his father, Alex, in New York City. They were experimenting with light. They love to do digital light photography and videography. And one night they were experimenting with light, and they captured at this one angle, it's almost like falling into a vortex, into this amazing thing. They've captured these fractals that are always in constant motion, and they're turning, and the white and the black is also merging into each other while it's in a constant rotation. And it's not easy to capture this, but it came. So for nights and nights after that, they were filming this light source, trying to see if they can capture that again and again. And it was always different, but always in constant rotation of this energy. And it's this energy that you can see all throughout life in the micro and the macro worlds. You can see it in the universe, in our galaxies, in tornadoes. You can see the rotation of these patterns in nature's flowers, cactus, succulents, in the sea life of fish and coral, just everywhere. In our own DNA, it's like the heartbeat of our life. It's the heartbeat that creates us and flows in every single life form. And these are the patterns that we've captured this experience. And then Gregory came in, and we began to experiment with those.
Basically, we accidentally point the camera in the right direction while we making some.
So let me bring you back to that first day that happened, because it sounds to me like it was a revelation. It sounds to me like it was an aha moment that you just felt like this was so compelling. It felt like at that moment you felt like this is what you had to do. And that's why you came back the following nights, right, to experiment and further investigate what this whole new revelation was, right? So tell me about that first night. Really, what did you see that brought about, everything else that is now, I could say history, but which is now happening in this artistic world which you live?
Well, we point the camera accidentally at this powerful light bulb from the old TV.
And that was in New York City, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were living in Jersey, across of George Washington Bridge, Manhattan. And when we point the camera to the light source, the old TV, those light, one of those bulbs, it starts, we saw the movement. Black and white, yin yang, there, just turning. And we start to pay attention, and film every day under different angles, and finding new things about it every day.
Was it a special camera that you used, or?
No, just a camcorder.
Just a camcorder, just
Yeah, just regular. Yeah, it came to us. We've been filming our life, daily life. Every day I put music, and my father is filming but it came to us.
What were you doing before that came to you? What actually were you guys doing? You said you were doing music and your father were
Yeah, I was playing some music, and my dad shooting the.
What kind of music? Let me know. Let me reggae music.
Music.
Reggae music. Okay,
Electronic music. I was, addicted to music, and my dad, he likes to shoot every daily life, and somehow we point a camera at that light bulb at that moment, and just because all kinds of patterns came out of it, all the patterns I see all over the world on ancient temples and everywhere, even cave paintings, I see those patterns. So I thought it's some force of nature that we're not familiar with. It's like a lost key. That's why already 22 years ago, that was 22 years ago.
Wow.
I've been thinking about that, what it is, until now, but I still, can't understand it fully what it is. But I believe it's very important part of our human. It's like a wind or water, one of the elements on our earth that we're not familiar with. And it exists and it's always working. But we ignoring it because we don't know about it. But it's inside the light. It makes every seeds grow. Under the ocean, all the fishes, corals, they have all same pictures.
Patterns.
Same patterns. And I don't know, India, any ancient culture, from every culture I see it. Yin Yang, for example, Chinese culture, unity of opposites. I mean, it's right there.
Right.
And all other temples, I see Armenian temples have that thing turning.
So I'm curious, how do you go back to that spot? Because this sounds to me like it was the birthplace of, I don't know, like revelation, right? Like, how do you go back to that place like a kind of an energy booster? It's 22 years now. You know how like Christians or like Muslims go to Mecca. Like, do you go back to that place as your birth, as your source of energy? Do you go back to that place to just take a second, take a moment to just feed on the energy, sip the energy again? Do you go back to that spot?
Well, it's everywhere. It's the only air that's what makes our heart beat wirelessly. Our heart works. That energy
Keeps going.
Yeah, it's inside us. Everyone's.
Now, why did you call it Fractal Rush? You could have called it anything. You could have called it energy from the chorus. You could have called it energy. I don't know. But why Fractal Rush?
It's also came to us, I believe there is no accident in this life, We were thinking what to name it. And a fractal rush, it never stops. It's like always moving, never stops. That's why it's like a rush.
The patterns are fractals. And the word rush, I thought it gives you that energy rush, that fractal rush, that non-stopping motion that's forming everything
Something about
continuously.
attention. It's human attention is very real thing. If you can have undivided attention at all times, right where you're standing, the fractals, it's on.
Right.
You can feel the spirit entering your body when you have full attention right where you're standing.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and even prior to this conversation we had, I was opportune to come to your studio. I was opportune to come to your workspace and sing for myself the magic that happens, and talking to your dad, he said you can't really do justice to this concept by a video. Really, you got to see it by eyes. You got to see it by the sight. But this whole concept, to somebody who has no idea about it, is, I must be honest, it sounds very strange. It sounds very abstract, and that's why it's a revelation. And don't get me wrong, that's why it's a revelation, and that's why you are very convicted about what it is. But if you were to explain what this is to your great great grandma, what would you say this is?
You know what? Our great grandmas, they were people who worked with the earth, with nature. I feel like they knew what this is. They saw these things because they were. It was a different time, and they were surrounded by these patterns and these things and the way nature, comes to life, basically.
So you feel that it will be an easy explanation because they already know what this is.
They were there. Yes.
I would say, Grandpa, I just took the picture of the spirit, yin yang. Real picture of yin yang. I mean, we saw the pictures of yin yang in a Chinese culture. It's a hand drawing. But what we have is a real photography, documentary.
In motion.
I mean, it's not the hand drawing. I don't know how the agents saw it without all our equipment. I believe they seen just by focusing their attention.
So,
but
okay.
They knew about it, and it was very important part of their lives, everyday lives. Fractal.
Because these images, again, as he was saying, they're everywhere.
And they didn't just start. They didn't just start. When you found it, right? It must have been energy that has been existing in times.
Of course.
Even I can see the letters of the alphabet from different cultures. Armenian letters coming out.
Arabic,
Hebrew, all the letters. So
it's crazy.
It was really, I can tell that, I really interested to figure it out what it is for real and how to. It's like lost key, human being. We gotta bring it back. I keep thinking 22 years already, but I'm nowhere. I don't know anything about it.
So there's still a lot to know about this. It feels like it's an endless. I think that's how you describe it. It's just an endless pattern.
Yes, I mean, today with today's, I guess, technology, people are experimenting with these patterns in different ways. And one of the ways is with sound vibration. You might have seen these images where the sound vibrates a plate and the sand becomes certain patterns. Or water and sound. These things create these patterns of nature. And those are ways that people have been experimenting with these. But actual footage like this, through a light,
signal comes through the light.
I mean, I think it's that same energy, but with different sources of that are creating it.
So, what why did you think that you need to put that into a digital form that now you have this? How did you even, I'm just trying to imagine, right? The moment you got this whole, you visualize this, and now they're on t-shirts. Why?
We want to share this with people. We want them to understand themselves, in a way. This is
T-shirt is the easiest first step, and later on it can be everywhere, like a flooring or, I don't know, in the interiors. But it's very natural patterns. It's very, dear to this human things, and it's natural. We didn't came up with it.
You didn't come up with it.
It's natural.
Or painted.
Yeah.
Yes. But these textures that we use, these textures that Greg, it's all experimentation, and we're trying to convey that light, that energy, that spirit of what we're seeing through these images with our prints and textures. And these textures are not easy to do. It's not
absolutely
mechanical or a machine that prints it. He experimented and came up with these things. Some of these have 3 processes or more that happen to get these gradations of and glows. Some of them are glow in the dark. This is the tree of life right here.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell there's a lot of very specific detail to each and every single print. And I want to feel that every single print means something, right? But just before I get into your creative process and really what these prints mean, because I'm going to need you to tell me what this means and what that means, really, what you're wearing. But before we get into your creative processes, I have a small game that I want to play. Not really a game, but it's just a little hangout. All right. Here, I have these cards. It's called big questions. I have small questions, I have light questions, but today I decided to come to you guys with big questions because I think Fractal Rush is some big question, right? So each of you is going to pick one. Yes. At random. It doesn't have to be from the top, yeah. Okay, so Maggie, you're going to go first. Okay, he didn't go for the top. You don't trust people like that. Good. All right, cool. So do you want to go? You want to read yours?
You have to wear a t-shirt with one word on it for the rest of the year. What would the word be? Rush comes to mind.
Fractal Rush. That was an easy one. Yeah, I didn't plan that. That was great. Whoa. No, of course. Okay. Yeah, Fractal Rush. That's a given. What about you, Greg? What do you have?
It says, if you could take a trip with just your siblings and no parents, where would you go? Well, I think we're already here. Planet Earth, that's where we go. That's why we're here, and that's why we met here. I don't have any special place to go. The Planet Earth right now, for now.
Yeah, I remember just before this podcast, we were talking about we're late to set up, and you said, no, this was the right time, right? Which means that maybe the right time wasn't 2 hours ago that we thought was going to be the right time. I feel a lot of spirituality and a lot of I feel like you look at life in a very different way. But I'm going to get into spirituality soon as well. So there's some few pending topics that we're going to talk about. We're just getting started, right? Go ahead, pick another question. Each of you. You're not going for the top now. You can shout for lady if you don't trust me. Oh, he's going for the top now. What you got, Maggie? Read it out loud.
To be born all over again, would you choose to come back as yourself or take a chance on being someone different? I would come back as myself. There's a joke where God puts out everybody's brain, takes everybody's brain and puts it out and says, okay, you guys can now go and choose. And everybody goes picks their own brain. So, yes.
You're going to come back as yourself?
Yes.
All right. No regrets.
No regrets, no.
What you got?
Who is someone you know you can talk to about anything? I believe I can talk about anything with the God. I feel His presence at all times, everywhere, and He's like my friend and brother.
Okay. All right. We're going to take those for your big questions. I'm just going to leave this here because at some point we're going to get back to it. So just leave those there. The next time I ask you both to pick up, you can shuffle them. If you don't trust me to, maybe I shuffled some questions there to shift your imaginations, but you can shuffle them. But yeah, let's get back to business. Yeah.
I trust my life, and you are part of it. So, every detail in here is a part of my life, and I trust it.
I like that. I like that you trust me because I trust you too. And that's why we're here. This was a big. I feel like this was a huge journey of uncovering so many things. I feel that there's so much within Fractal Rush that the world needs to know. I feel that there's so much that that has been concealed within this level of creativity, this art. We call this podcast Inside the Art. I think that this was perfect for something like Fractal Rush, which is, there's just so much which is engulfed within this Fractal Rush, and let's getting back to business. I was asking you at the studio, Greg, that, what else can you print on, right? Now I see T-shirts, but I was asking you, can you print on a mug? Can you print on on my school bag? Can you print on the back of my laptop? Could you, so tell me, what are the heights? What are the dimensions by which you can take this? Where can you take this? Where can this go?
Well, today's technology and printers, we can print everywhere. Most even, starting everywhere. Cut it from the stone with the water jet and put it on a floor, or print on this table, or make a carpet out of it.
Oh, okay. I should get a carpet with Fractal Rush.
Yeah. Oh, black and white.
I should get a carpet. I didn't even think about that.
That's a technical things that, today's technology, we can do anything.
So you can print on a mug. It's because, I feel like, so far people only think that this is something that could be done only on a T-shirt, because that's really what, when we go to your website, when we, just on a general level, most people have the T-shirts with this imprints on it.
Fine art prints too.
Okay, like this, right?
Exactly.
It could be used for decoration. Now, I see both of you, you're wearing different patterns, right? Do these patterns mean anything?
This one we call the fingerprint of nature.
Fingerprint of nature. That's interesting.
Print. A pattern. And this one we call the tree of life. You can see the tree coming out, rooting out.
Yes, looks like it.
Yeah, it absolutely looks like a tree, and
All of them have special names.
some of the things that ground, you both as an artist? You know, I know obviously spirituality and, you know, maybe meditation is one of those things, but what are the things that ground you or give you a philosophy of life as an artist? You know, what would you say that are some of those things that give you this what are some of those things that give you these thoughts, this energy that grounds you to be disciplined and you know, just your morals about life?
Well, I believe it's for me it's excitement of being a human living on this earth, and every day we can learn something about ourselves if we want to,
Yeah.
because this is not how the human's supposed to be. I believe we lost many keys. That's what gives me power, the excitement.
Yeah.
Being here, standing on this earth in a human shape.
What's the importance of spirituality?
Very important.
Well, we are the spirits. We are the spirits. I'm wearing it, my physical body,
Right.
and I'm moving it like we are spirits, because that's the main body. Spiritual body is the main body. This is secondary body, physical body. Physical body always going to follow the spirit. That's why you can be in a right mood. All your life will depend on it.
Yeah.
Mood is important.
Mood.
Mood, positive mood, always positive, powerful spirit.
I mean, if somebody exciting and he's have a full attention in his life, and he's having a meeting with his life, it's like a book. The life is helping you constantly. It's like a presence coming to you, raining on you. You know, good or bad, it's for you.
Yeah.
Perfectly for you to go forward as a spirit. Because our human life is very short, like a blink of an eye inside the infinity we live in.
Yeah.
So it's like a learning and going forward, never-ending process.
Learn.
If someone excited about this, you know, and they have always question, the answers will come to them through their life, through their daily life. If you have a questions,
The answers always come. Even the art, I think, comes. And it's kind of a blessing to be a creator or a creative person. Of course, I think all of us are creatives, no matter what we're doing. We don't have to be artists specifically.
Right.
But definitely, it's a blessing to be an artist, I feel. And this
if you consciously going through your life is, is better, it's more fun. Then, if you think everything is difficult, bad luck, this, that, it's our life we have been meeting with. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah. But what is your favorite thing about being an artist, about being someone who, I feel that whether you think you have power or not, I feel that as an artist, there's this level of power that you have, right? Because you're sending out unique and somewhat complex messages to people.
influencing people.
You are an influencer. Yes. Really. Forget all the social media. Forget them. You guys, you're influencers. So what is your favorite thing about, being an artist?
First of all, you're never bored. There's a passion, a desire, something in you that's always needing to create something, and there's something coming, and it's got to come out of you. There's always that passion, and there's never time.
It's a fractal rush. Fractal goes through us, and it always working and brings all the everything, art, music. When I play my music with the fractal, all the music goes with it and then one moment I realized that's where the music comes in because artist, he catches just this wave and it goes through him and that's where the music comes. It goes through us. We are the receivers of the fractal. That's why our brains look like these patterns.
Absolutely.
That's how I figured out it's an antenna that receives the fractal.
Yeah, that's what the brain looks like. If you go to a biology book,
I have many patterns.
If you Google brain, that's technically what you're gonna see.
I have many patterns. Looks exactly like a brain pattern. That's why.
I feel like I'll wear a T-shirt that just has a brain. That just has a brain. That just has a brain on it. Okay, so, let me talk about your creative process. I think that's very important. Again, I mentioned that there's a lot of attention to details on each of your artwork, right? So, tell me a little bit about your creative process. I want to know what it takes for you to come up with something like this. Tell me about your favorite materials to use. I want to know about, how long it takes. Just, I want to know something like if I was listening to this episode today and, we're talking about energy and we're talking about the fact that some of this, the concept of this energy has been transferred into something which is durable, like a T-shirt, like it could be done on, beautiful artwork like this. Tell me, how does it come to be on a T-shirt? How long does it take? What materials do you use? Where do you start from? If I want to do this, what do I do?
Well, since this is captured in video and film, the first one we look through and we kind of take out stills of different patterns from the film. And then we kind of graphically make it into, the graphic design vector and this and that. But basically, then it goes to Greg. Greg is a very masterful printmaker, and one by one,
Learning.
he prints these T-shirts, and it takes a lot of different layers of process. Basically, there's colors under, and there's a heating process, and textures, different textures. He experiments. How can I get this texture, that texture? What if I layer this with that? He does a lot of experimentation to get some of these fantastic, really cool textures.
It's a part of the show.
You can't really give it to a printing company and please print these for us and make sure you get this texture, radiation, thing. It's not. It's more of an art form than just printmaking, basically.
Yeah, I choose the best materials. It's like I'm making for myself, and I like to wear it.
Right.
Because I'm making for humans, just like me. I'm comfortable to wear, and I feel good. That's how I do it. The best.
Shirts are really good material. Also, some people say, "Oh my God, I sleep in these. Even they're so soft and nice."
I was talking to Va. Va said he has washed his T-shirt over 100 times, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, "You've washed this 100 times?" I go to Zara. No offense on Zara, but I buy tees from Zara. I wash 2-3 times. It's done. It's gone.
So funny measuring.
It's just, I appreciate my time, and that's why I don't want to create the garbage.
Yeah.
Funny, we had a pop-up T-shirt art show in the mall, and we were right next to Zara, and it was the holiday season. A man approached me. He went like crazy. He bought T-shirts for the whole family. He said, "This is our New Year outfit, and this is better than Zara."
Better than Zara. No offense on Zara, but man,
I like Zara.
I like Zara, but it looks like I'm gonna start shopping from Fractal Rush. Yeah, but this is all very, very fascinating. And I must say, each time that I hear you both speak, I am mesmerized, and I feel like again, there's just so much that is concealed within this whole, I call it a movement. It's a Fractal Rush movement, and I think that more people need to buy into this. They don't get it yet.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
Because then somebody can ask me the question. I'll be honest with you guys, when I was coming here and I was telling, my other artists that I work with, and I said, these people that I'm coming to do this episode with, they do some level of, digital printing. They do, they use light and energy to print. And, they were asking me, so what's the difference between these T-shirts or this material and what I'll get from, they didn't even go to Zara. They went to like Alibaba. I'm like, okay, don't, yeah. They're like, what if I Google T-shirts? What's the difference between this T-shirt and what I'm going to get on there? But, clearly, we're talking about the difference here. We're talking about the attention to detail. We're talking about the fact that everything is handmade. Right, I was asking about your processes, and
it's handmade, limited edition. Every few months, we put out new designs. So they're limited edition prints. You're getting something. You're getting artwork. It's wearable art, something special.
So, a very important question: if I had something in my mind, and I came to you as an artist and I said, this is what I'm thinking about. I'm visualizing this. Could you make this reality? Could you make this a reality to be, a product which I'm going to have?
Of course. Fantastic.
Everything is possible.
Everything is everything is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some very unique pieces at your workshop, at your workplace. I think I described this image of a tiger. I said it looks like a tiger that has been bitten on the nose by a raccoon or by a porcupine or something. But, it just goes to show the alterations of how these patterns can be turned into, how these patterns can be transformed. And as you said, it's unending. It's never ending. Wow.
Yeah, it's eternal.
And
It's eternal.
from my experience, I've been wearing these shorts for a couple years already myself, and I definitely feel the power, some kind of, it works. Image on a T-shirt, it creates some kind of emanation, or I don't know how it works, but
It's my spooky button. That's spooky.
for real.
Whoa.
It's like image of the spirit, and it's on you. It somehow works.
So
Feel the power.
So I'm blown away right now. Wait. So wearing this, you're pretty much connected, skin to skin, skin to cloth, skin to energy.
Protected, and I feel powerful. I don't know. It's that's what I felt wearing these T-shirts.
Why am I wearing this? I should have worn one of these for this.
Definitely.
Yes, you have
To be-
some waiting there.
To be protected. Wow, very interesting. Wow. Yeah, but with this, I was asking about your creative process, but how do you come up with of course, there's unending patterns, but I want to believe that there's ways that you you continue to motivate yourself and you continue to innovate, right? What are the ways that, what do you do? How do you come up with new ideas?
You know what?
They come to us.
They come.
We are the receivers.
They come, but it's just, we have so many ideas. It's just
While you're working and doing something,
producing it.
during the work, they come to you. If you put your attention somewhere, it starts working and solving questions. Like a fractal rush.
Like a fractal rush. I like
There is a saying, where the attention goes, energy flows.
right.
That's what it is. If you put your attention somewhere on your body, you can try it. You can feel your heartbeat comes there and you feel some energy.
I like that. That's a life message as well.
It's like a pain. If someone has a problem in his body, the pain is a doctor. It comes here and it brings your attention to the point, because the human attention is everywhere but not here.
Quick.
Future, past.
You're giving me goosebumps as you're talking, but keep going.
The pain is a doctor. When it's somewhere, the problem is the fractal starts to work there and solve everything and heal you.
Wahala.
But when they take the pain reliever, they kill the doctor. That's what I think.
Wahala. Hey, Fractal Rush. So, what are your biggest dreams as an artist? Like, what, where are you seeing this heading to? I feel like it's endless. But there gotta be somewhere where, where you seeing this heading to?
I see this growing bigger and bigger. Right now, we are only selling to the United States. I would like to open up to the world. I see this becoming different things, materializing in different ways.
We're just being here, and as I say, we're having a meeting with our life. It brings to us, we just have to be here, awake and aware of surroundings and what the life talking to us. You never know what's going to happen next second. But
Never
I am
know.
here ready for anything. That's how I live. I don't, and I'm planning to be awake right here, right where I'm standing. That's my power is
Presence.
presence, undivided attention,
Yeah.
and it will take you anywhere you need to be, like a miracle. It's a miracle we live in. That's how I live. That's how I think.
Why do you think we live in a miracle? Why do you think life is a miracle? Yeah.
If you look where you're standing, if you realize where you're standing in the middle of this universe, stars, and on this beautiful planet Earth, it's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
I can't get used to it. Some people, they get used to it. And I can't. Every day is of good. I born again every morning and I die, at night.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Do you feel that do you actually, how we say every day is a brand new day? I mean, of course, every day is a brand new day, but every day is a new opportunity to explore life. And
It had never before happened at this moment. Never before. Never gonna be again the same. This is unique moment
it is a unique moment.
we live
Yeah.
in, and
We're never going to say what we're saying right again, ever.
yeah.
Like this is never going to happen again. Maybe in another way. Life is crazy, eh? Would you say crazy? Would you say life is crazy?
Well, people is crazy because they lose the roots. There's no roots. If there is no roots, it's only craziness, accidents, and nothing happening properly. The roots, if people need to find their roots, so spirit comes from above if you have your roots. the spirit comes.
I think these patterns came to Greg and his father because this is the kind of people these two are, very connected, spiritually connected. And I
Good vibes bring good vibes.
chose them for a reason.
Good vibes brings good vibes. Let me put it down in the layman's language. You were too theoretical there. Good vibes bring good vibes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I vibe with that still, but I'm so fascinated by what's going on here. To be honest, let's get to big questions. All right, Greg, pick one. You can shuffle them.
Okay, this time I'm going to.
The top one. What you got, Greg? Go ahead.
You go first this time, Ed.
Which emotion do you experience the most during the day? Excited to be here.
Excitement.
Excitement, being a human, and that's all.
I can really learn a lot from you. I feel like we need to go for coffee. But do you think do you think I should go for coffee with? I feel like I'll learn a lot from you. Just having a one-on-one, off camera, just getting to know. I feel like you're going to connect me to so much stuff about myself that I didn't even know. Okay, I'll take that. What you got?
What's something that people always get wrong about you? But I would say my culture.
Tell me a little bit about it.
I'm Armenian.
Okay.
Where
Where do people think you're from, or like what do people think?
something, I don't know, you somewhere in Europe, like, I don't know, maybe Irish or, I don't know, British or something.
I was trying to learn some Armenian when I got you. Oh man, I was really planning when I asked earlier when I was coming here. I was like, I'm going to say this on the podcast, but I forgot. Oh man, how do you say?
That's a little...
Bonsu. Bonsu. What's Bonsu? That's how are you, right?
I have a feeling you're saying something else.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one more, and then I have a couple more questions here.
All right. Let's split it like this. Oh, how long does it take you to trust someone?
Yeah.
That's my problem. I trust people immediately, and I trust everybody. I put my trust, my heart, my soul, I trust you.
So you're the kind of person that when you meet someone, you give them all of your trust, and it depends on them to break it if you want. So you throw it all, and it's like the ball is in your court. If you want to break this trust, it's up to you.
Sweet. Yes.
Okay. You're good.
What makes you try harder? Someone saying they believe in you, or someone saying they don't think you can do anything or something?
I like that one.
People's opinion doesn't make any difference for me because I'm very excited being standing on this planet, and I do my best. It doesn't matter what everyone's saying. I know who I am.
Yeah. People's opinions shouldn't matter, to be honest. I feel like we spend so much time thinking about what people say about us, what people think about us, what people are going to say if we say or do certain things. But
yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Kiss. So that, in fact, we should tear that card. We should tear that card. It shouldn't even exist. Okay. Before I get into some more questions, I have some trivia, some quick fire questions. I'm going to ask you one, I'll ask you the next one. Or maybe both of you can answer each of the questions. I'll ask you just a couple of them. Would you rather have more time or more money?
more time maybe.
More time. What about you, Greg?
I already have infinity.
Infinity.
It's not gonna end.
Okay. I'll take that. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button in life? Let me add one more. Or a future button. Rewind, a pause, or a future?
Wow.
I like the pause button
You want the
because
pause?
sometimes I'm working on something and it takes so much time, and I want to pause the time and work for a couple years and then come back.
Do you think a day should have more than 24 hours?
24 hours.
Yeah. Like, do you think you need more time within the 24 hours of the day to accomplish everything? Time is not enough.
Yeah, the days fly by so quickly. I mean, that's what we have. We gotta work with it.
As
Yeah.
creators,
But the people, world around me, it's always running around, and they don't understand how can someone work for 16 hours on something, focus on something. They always want something, around you. That's why I want pause button.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, when you do something which you like, also time goes very quick, because it's like being at a job where you don't like it. Just think about you doing some job where you go there and it's just like time never goes. It's just you're stuck. I feel like when you're somewhere, when in an environment where you're thriving, time passes. Time just goes so fast because you're doing what you love so much. Yeah. What would you say are your biggest hopes? I talked about, what direction that you hope to see this, but in terms of hopes, let's say in 10 years' time, where do you see Fractal Rush? This is 2023. We're talking about, let me push it forward, 2035, 2040. I don't know what will be happening in 2040. What do you think will be happening in 2040? You think people will be flying? You think do you think people will have a telephone on their tongue? Like what will be happening in 2035? But
so fast.
where do you see Fractal Rush in the next 10, 15 years? Or at least hopes, Where do you want it to be?
I always dream of huge, gigantic prints of these and having shows in, I don't know, very nice galleries and printed with huge, what's it called? Textured, beautiful papers, I would love to go there at one point, from the T-shirts.
Yeah, those are the technical moments, but I believe, I hope we will learn more about the fractal and movement of the spirit.
Yeah.
If we keep thinking about it, answers will come.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys had any kind of challenges? Obviously artists have their own demons to fight. They have their own battles that they battle, daily, every night. But what would you say are some of the challenges that you've faced as artists?
Well, I think launching this whole big task, we've been working on it for many years. There was a lot of elements to put together. I, as the graphic designer, am the one who does the branding, the look of Fractal Rush. And launching the website, bringing together all the elements, bringing together a print shop and, the materials, finding the right shirt, but just bringing it all together.
Yeah, putting everything together.
Lots of details, lots of hurdles to go over, but it's finally happened. It's finally come together. Still a ways to go, but we, it's now a thing.
It's the human. There's always everyday challenge.
Yeah.
We think about things and we solve the anything.
Yeah, I feel like there's a solution to every problem. Do you think so?
I think so. If you think about it, you will find a solution.
If you put your attention somewhere, it works and solves everything.
And convincing and convicting manner. To some artists, they're still struggling to find themselves, to find their identity, to find really what they're good at. Because I haven't asked you guys before, but I want to believe that there are other forms of art which you're good at, right? What else do you guys do? Just before I even go back to my other question, what other kind of art?
Well, I'm an illustrator, painter, and a graphic designer. So, yes,
Okay.
I do illustrations and fine art paintings as well. Most of my, as Greg says, attention has
Okay.
graphic design.
Yeah. So,
He's a very, very talented sculptor. Works with metal, wood, all the natural elements.
good with your hands.
Whatever comes next, I'm ready.
Back to this question, what really can you say to someone who is struggling? I feel like there are a lot of artists who are just trying to find themselves, trying to find their vision and their purpose, and really good that, you have, one, you're in the right direction. Two, you have the right people and the right energy around you, which is very important. I always tell artists that the most important thing is to surround yourself with the right people, be in the right place with the right people at the right time, right? So what is an advice that you can tell to these artists who are just struggling?
It takes time to find yourself and to develop your skill and to develop your art. And the more you practice your skill and you develop yourself, it will come. It's just waiting for you to be ready. That's what it is.
You're gonna be patient and keep doing whatever you're doing, and you definitely will
You will find it.
succeed.
Do you believe do you think time is the answer to like everything? Time heals, time tells, time provides answer. You think, what's your relationship with patience?
Patience, we need everywhere. Infinity is not gonna end. We always need the patience everywhere, and it's you can make it stronger. Your patience. People say, "Oh, I lost my patience." You never had any in the beginning. By doing your work and continue doing it, your patience, and every time you finish your work patiently, your patience gets a little bit bigger and bigger.
How long can someone be patient? How long can someone be patient?
How long?
How long can someone be patient?
Forever, I can be patient. There is no end. If you tap into the main patience, universal patience, that's what I'm using.
I feel patience is such a huge virtue
Yes.
in life. It's something that we all need, but we don't all have.
gotta patiently think about the things in order to understand them. Not leave the questions on a halfway unanswered and just kick them away. No, we gotta go all the way to get the answer. Patiently.
Patience. What other virtues as an artist do you think that is important for your craft? And not just for your craft, not just in Fractal Rush, but as humans, right? What other virtues do you abide by? We've talked about patience. Obviously, without saying it, discipline. I feel that both of you have a lot of discipline. What else? What are the things that are important to make? We've also talked about, I think the previous question was, what advice do you have for an artist who is just struggling to find themselves, right? And now we're talking about different virtues and the things that you have to encompass to succeed or to keep going, right? So patience is one of them. What else do you abide as artists or as just humans?
Attention.
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 Full
Yeah.
attention.
Artists
What-
view the world in different ways that might be very abstract, or they see things unlike other people, and that attention is very important.
Being there on top of whatever you're doing.
Right.
Not doing something and think about something else.
Don't do
No,
it halfway.
Just
If
be
you're
there.
doing it, do it all the way. Do it great.
These swallows.
What you doing? Look at your work.
With this world of social media and distraction and just so many things that people have to deal with, I feel like it becomes, as every day just becomes an increasing, much more difficult task to be focused, because there's things come up every day. Like these days I'm just trying to do my homework or just be a good person, and then boom, I run a red light, and then there's a $400 ticket, and then it's like, oh man, it's like, how can you be focused?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, you
Please give me the recipe. Help me get focused
ahead
here.
of everything. You're already there. When you're driving,
I ran the red light before.
that's what the meaning of being there.
It's just I wasn't present in that car. I was ahead of the light before the light came on. Wahala. All right. Okay, we're getting to closing up. But I do have a few questions that, one, I believe, man, this has been very just eye-opening for me. I do this a lot and I see a lot of people, but it's not every time that I learn stuff. But I can say within this hour and 15 minutes that were spent together, I could write a book about this. I'll call the book Fractal Rush for sure. And we can share the process. We can share the how do you call it, the royalties. We can share it together. But what else do you guys do apart from Fractal Rush? What are your hobbies? Do you watch movies? What are you watching on Netflix right now?
Watches something every doesn't I don't know.
Well, I have my guitar.
Okay.
Past 1 year, I'm trying to learn, my left hand, wake it up. That's where I put my extra time when I have any.
Okay. What do you do for fun, Maggie?
For fun.
Yeah.
For fun, I just want to go out into the mountain or somewhere in nature. I just want to be in silence, and that's my fun. With nature, with the earth, with the ground, that's what my fun is. Otherwise, You know, we have 2 kids.
Okay, the kids are not here. I was
Every
gonna,
day human life.
I was gonna summon them here. Let's see. I was gonna summon. Was it Alex
Alex and Ivy.
and Ivy? I was gonna summon them here and say, hey,